All right. Welcome,
Welcome.
everybody. Happy New Year to everybody. And this is the first SOSO podcast of 2024.
For
Taken
January 2024.
taken in February. Sorry it was a
Yeah.
little late. We'll get into, this month right here in a second, but it was crazy. It's been crazy. And also it was reminded that people didn't know that Twitch subs get this podcast early access. So we did make a little post of it on the Discord, but here's your reminder again that this podcast, you can get it for...
Connect your Twitch and Discord,
There you go.
and you'll get it earlier than other people.
A lot earlier, because we're really bad at making a schedule. So sometimes they'll go up like a week later, 2 weeks later, even a month later on YouTube, the video version for public access. But this one goes up, if you're listening to this on the day that it's taken, which would be February 5th, that means that you are getting early access and you'll get it. The Twitch sub Discord is the first place we post it. So anyways, welcome everybody. Hopefully, January has been a good month for everybody. And it's been a wild ride since like December for us. In so many ways. We'll probably get into it. Very big changes from 2023 to even the first month of 2024, I would say, especially for Blue.
Especially for me.
Yeah, we've had a lot of like streams that we had to either cancel or delay. A lot of like life changes, life cycle, like schedule changes and whatnot. I'll have Blue talk about that. But yeah, how was January for you?
So I started another job, and which it's not a secret, so I'm just gonna say, I officially was hired as a designer for Nonsense. So for those of you who purchased the recent collection, thank you. I'm not just a model anymore. I'll be designing and styling for future collections. So, but because of that, that does take up a lot of my time, of course, as it should. So it's basically like Gray and I swap places. So remember when I used to do solo streams on Monday and Fridays, and then Gray would be here for like some days kind of thing because he was working 3 times a week? That's basically what I'm doing.
It's pretty crazy
So
because
we switch spots, basically.
there would be times where you were working like way later than I would say is comfortable amount of sleep, or way less. You're working more and sleeping a lot less, and there were some days that I can just take this one, but you still ended up streaming. Or more recently with you playing Monster Hunter, I'm like, when are you getting sleep? I really don't.
Yeah. I don't know. It's been fun. I'm really enjoying the new stuff. So
I wanted to ask, so you're kind of it's been a month, and you have been working really hard, almost every day. There's some days that you give yourself a break, which you definitely should. But what's like streaming was always like the day-to-day, right? We had 2 days off, but we were always doing something, or so it never leaves the mind, right? But now it is off the mind for a lot of it, or you have to force it because there's work. There's this creative other job that you're working on. How has that changed the way that you see streaming, the way that something that was so normal for the last 5 years, like your day to day? Like, did it change
streaming was my income for 5 years, right? Like, that's all I could depend on. I didn't have a different job. Like, we started streaming because I lost my job. So streaming was my main income. So I depended like mentally and emotionally on stream a lot. But now that, it's not like I'm making like so much that like we're well off or anything like that. Like, it's just, but we're finally in a place where like I'm getting another income from somewhere else. That really helps. So there's less pressure on stream. So now, I mean, now it's your turn to feel the pressure because this is now stream is your income.
Yeah, I mean, I got
So,
the freelance stuff here and there, but
but
yeah,
still, yeah.
I've never seen any of the income of Twitch ever. It always was goes straight to Blue's account. So
You do see it because all of our equipment and stuff is paid from that account.
but I don't really. It's not like I don't mean it as Of course, I see it. I know how much we get paid and whatnot, but I've never. It's a different feeling to see your bank account, see that money come through your bank account, and see your actual bank account change. Is kind of what I meant. Um, Even though we did, yeah, a lot of this stuff is from that, is funded from that, but even if as of now it's not, but we haven't like changed. It's such a hassle to change accounts. So I don't know if we will, but yeah, I think in terms of what the weight of streaming, it made me really think from observing it is that if even for me, it was interesting that when the weight of streaming gets taken off of that like day to day grind or whatever you want to call it, you ended up streaming more,
Yeah.
and that's kind of like the imp stream mentality is that when I was working and I couldn't do, you had a lot more solo streams, I would imp stream a lot more.
Mm-hmm.
So you're actually streaming a lot more when, because you're finding spaces and you're like, I want to stream. And that's why I
Yeah.
always think that not having a schedule is like you know, is the like almost end goal for a streamer,
Yeah.
because you can stream whenever you want. The big problem is, besides the fact that it's hard for, of course, for viewers to kind of like schedule you in and whatnot, the end goal is for someone to just always be on the lookout, and that's a lot to ask for.
Mm-hmm.
And you need to be a certain size to like pull that off for sure, or some kind of momentum. But it's that plus people without a schedule wouldn't stream. Like that's the other thing. Like if I didn't have a schedule, I just wouldn't stream. But for us, it's like if without a schedule, since we like streaming, it's a good it's in a good way to like output our, you know, feelings or be honest or just play games that we want and just hang out with people. I feel like you've proven that it's better that way,
Yeah. For sure.
mentally, even though it's
Mm.
not good for us. I wouldn't say business wise, because I always try to kind of like, I think it's really important that we don't really see this whole thing as business. Um, but yeah, it was interesting. It was a little worrying because it seemed like you weren't getting enough rest, but you're powering through.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how is it like weight wise? It's a little bit off. You feel a lot more comfortable. Yeah. Does it feel comfortable? Are you in a better place? Like
I mean, I think I'm at a point where I'm doing too much, maybe.
too much what?
So just anything, everything. I have a lot going on.
Mm-hmm.
So I might have to like permanently take some stream days off.
Yeah.
So it lessens my time on stream. So you guys might get more. Well, it's either canceled streams or gray solo streams. It's probably the direction I'm gonna have to go in.
Yeah.
Because especially like this week, we had so many plans on our off days that I couldn't really work on those days. So I had to find time on other days, and that was kind of rough because I had to find it would have to be like super late at night and whatnot. So I think I would have to actually like either, yeah, I would have to start shifting around my schedule to accommodate work time.
Yeah. And I think, I we talked about this, but like we don't really like to talk about all that stuff on stream
Mm-hmm.
because it has like, for me, as if I'm watching somebody or if I'm part of a community, all I care is, so are you gonna keep streaming? You know what I mean? Like that's why I'm there, to interact, to be part of the stream. And it's like I feel like we try to stay away too. Like if it's like, hey, we have to cancel stream because of this, we'll say the reason. There's nothing to hide, but there's no like need for us. We believe to um waste stream time in a way to talk about that, to talk about something that's irrelevant from, or the reason why we can't stream or something like that. And it's like, so this is a really good place to talk about it because it is something that has been, even though Blue's the one that's working, it changes my schedule too, and it changes our kind of cycle, I guess. And so I think it's really good that we're kind of seeing a change. It's a positive change for sure, but there's a little bit of a fear of, once you have something kind of set and balance for like stream schedules, whatnot for 5 years, and we're clearly seeing that we probably need to change, like just take Friday off, or like get another off day so we can work on other things, or just gray streams. And that's also a big thing for me. That's like it's a pretty, like, imp streams are different because there's no pressure, or there's no like, I kind of see that separately from Blluist in my mind. The people that come,
Yeah, so you could do what I did for 5 years.
Right, but I don't know. It's not like, what I want is not what everybody else wants. Is not what Blluist attracts, if that makes sense. And I do think about that, and I'm very aware of that when I do imp streams. Is that what people come to watch for in Blluist is not what people come. It's different from what people want in imp streams, and like my imp streams. It's very different, and so
I mean, my solo streams are different too, and that's why it was a different time because different people would come for my solo streams versus people would come to our dual streams.
Yeah.
So you'll get a different crowd for your solo streams that only come on Mondays and Fridays or whatever you're gonna do. So I think it's, I mean, yeah. So you'll get to know new people that I won't meet.
Yeah.
'Cause that's what happened to me.
Yeah, and that's like completely fine. I think that's an exciting thing. That's kind of,
Because then you can set your own pace for your own stuff. So it might go into a direction that's completely different from Blluist. You never know.
Yeah. I mean, what even is Blluist? So like at this point, like that's something that I was thinking about at the end of last year. I was like, what even? Because we had a lot of things that we had in our mind going into 2024, but it changed a lot, and I think it's because of the great things and opportunities that Blue and I both were given at the very end of the year, and now it's kind of like set in motion now. So it makes me think even more and more every day coming into this year that like what it means to be a quote unquote content creator is I question that a lot, like, and how important that is to me, to you, to us, to like what, like, do we need to it's almost like we're trying to like prove to somebody that we're this specific type of line of work or a creative job, and if you don't do A, B, and C, you're not doing it right, or you're not doing it enough, and you can't justify it. And it's like, nobody cares in reality. Just show up, have a good time. That's it. That's how simple it is. But when money gets involved, when unfortunate like mental shit gets involved, it's hard to just separate that, I guess, as just like play and work, I guess. And so it's always been a hard thing to like battle it, and this kind of forces us to think in a certain way where it's like, let's separate it. Even if that means stream time gets a little slow, like we might shorten stream times, or we can't stream at sometimes, or Blue can't make it to the streams. This other option that we have is very important to us at this timing, so it kind of forces us to kind of change, and that's the kind of force that we need. it can't just be like, okay, I'm gonna start a new project and this and that, and then we'll see where it goes. And I don't think our schedule would have ever changed, or we would even think about canceling streams and whatnot, if it wasn't for something that was this powerful, I guess, in that sense, like this promising, this um, like an actual change.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think it's been very good, but also very difficult and scary, because in terms of streaming, the last 2 months have been an absolute just like I don't know what I'm doing. Like it's just like a blob.
Yeah. It's kind of taken. Yeah, it's in a weird space for me right now.
It's not that I don't want to stream. It's not that I don't enjoy streaming. Definitely not that. But it's just like I don't.
You know what to do?
I don't. I'm not really. I don't know how to put it into words, but it just feels like. It feels like. Um. It feels like we're doing it wrong, and we've been doing it wrong, in a certain way. And it's like this like mismatch that I knew was there, but it's becoming more apparent. And I don't mean like, and this is really hard for me to verbalize it. I don't think about what I want to say before the podcast. So this is like right from the mind, like what's going through my head right now. But like there shouldn't be a time where I'm sitting here thinking about anything outside of streaming and just having fun, especially with the responsibilities that we have, or the lack of is better to say. We're not being sponsored. We don't have a a lot of money behind, like some person paying us to stream. I mean, of course we have like subs in the community, but I mean like a company, or we're not be forcing us to say. There's no pressure in that sense,
Mm-hmm.
because the money that we get is from that, thankfully people want to subscribe for, is just us being us.
Yeah.
It's not an you know it's not
It's
somebody
not
in
an
the
agreement somewhere, right?
yeah, it's not a contract or anything. We can quit anytime in that sense.
Yeah.
Right. Given that situation, there's still times, and it's inevitable if you just keep doing it for so long, is that you feel like you need to do A, B, and C to have like a good stream, right? You need to like hit these marks. They might be ambiguous, but like you feel like you need to hit these marks. That's just like your mental. That's where my mental space goes, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's where my drive goes. That's why, I want to do a good stream. And then you end up like playing a game, and then there's some things that you feel didn't work out the way that it should, or the way that you thought would, in a negative way, let's say. Maybe not many people showed up, not many people talked, not many this, or like something on the negative side. It shouldn't get me as bad. It shouldn't bother me as bad, because that should only matter if I'm taking it seriously as like a business and a career and whatnot,
Mm.
right?
Yeah.
Logically.
Yeah.
Logically. But I'm sitting here going like, I'm doing this for fun. But why is it affecting me? And it's like this kind of it's kind of this disconnect between what is streaming. Like, what is it? Are you doing it for fun? If you're doing it for business, then fucking post on social. Start doing this. Start doing that. Start doing this. It's way more outside than just streaming, And I refuse to do that, but I do believe that Blluist can grow, and Blluist can actually like. I think Blluist has a lot of potential to like, you know, become a bigger size and all that stuff. But it's just it's a disconnect between that feeling of being hungry, but the way that we show that we're hungry is very like within our own comforting space. That it never really hits that like big boom moment, and I kind of know that it won't, and it's like there's a part of me that's like okay with that, but at the same time, when something negative happens, it still gets to me, and it's just frustrating. It's like I shouldn't feel that way. Like I know it in my head. I'm smart enough to know that that's not how this works, But why do I still feel that?
Hmm.
Why do I still feel that we should be bigger? Why do I feel that we should be growing? Why do we, even though when you put it on a piece of paper and you see, okay, we've seen the statistics, we've seen this. In order to grow, it's very obvious. You should know you've been doing this for 5 years, A, B, C, and D, and you're not doing any of these. Then why do you think that you can grow? You know, like why? And like, and it's just simply because I believe in the stream so much. I think, like, I'm the biggest fan of it. So like I'm just like it's almost like I wish people would find us kind of thing. And then I know it doesn't work like that, discoverability, blah blah blah. But there's a part of that that's still in the, you know, when I stream, right? So that's why it's so hard to take breaks. But now we're forced to take breaks because something is there and I want to prioritize that and Blue's
That's really interesting.
new
'cause
career. Yeah.
I had that same mentality when it was just stream, but as soon as I started working this year, I don't feel that whatsoever.
That's awesome. Yeah.
So
I think that's what, yeah, I think
Yeah.
that's what it is. Like you find this thing that's so concrete. It's not like let's start a project from zero and or like let's start doing a bunch of things to grow the stream. This is completely separate from stream, using a skill set that you know that you have that you haven't been able to use on stream. And
because like I think
yeah.
one of the things I realized, like, so this is just my own thoughts, so it's not right or wrong or anything.
Mhm.
But the more I work on other projects, the more I realize that I'm not naturally talented, or like I'm not naturally good at streaming. Like that's something even from the very beginning. I didn't talk very much. Like being in front of a camera and speaking to people, or I mean, speaking isn't even a strong suit of mine. Like at all. Like I have a hard time talking to people in general. So like even at a camera, I'm not someone who's vocal. I don't voice my opinions much. I don't really talk much. All my monologue is internal. So any thoughts I have, I just like file it away in my head and I never really voice it. So like streaming isn't something that comes to me naturally. Because in my mind, someone who's good at streaming or talented at streaming, at entertaining, is someone who's very good at talking. And I don't mean like, oh, someone who's charming or who's, cracking jokes left and right. No, it's like people who have the ability to voice things going on in their mind out loud without having to like force it or having to kind of plan what, like, not, like I have to plan what I say like for a stream. Because I don't naturally talk about it. So I've learned to now to the point where it's like, oh, I have to say this here, or I should say this here, kind of thing. It's like everything is planned, almost. But I think someone who's naturally talented at streaming are people who just naturally can react to things like that's happening currently in the game, or it could be just in real life or whatever. But it's just everything is external. So, but the thing about that though is I'm not naturally talented at it, but I like it. So now it's like this, like, so that's why I had such a hard time when streaming was just my income, because I was doing something that I didn't find that was something I naturally had, but I enjoyed. So it was like, okay, how am I going to make this something that can support me, right? Even though I don't really have the talent for it. But now that I'm doing something that I am talented at, I have that natural talent of designing and styling and working with clothing that I have. I have college degree in that too. So like on paper, I have talent, and me personally, like from my, like, I don't know, from what I'm good at and my experiences, like I have talent there too. So it's like this field that I am very confident in, right? So I found something that, okay, well, like I'm good at this. So to me, it's like, there's no problem. Like, I can make a living with this fine because I know I'm good at it. So before it was like this weird, like, with streaming, your income isn't stable. And also my feeling towards not feeling towards it, because I enjoyed it like all these years. So it's not like my my love and hate for streaming, but I meant more like my confidence, I guess, in streaming was never really high. And that's something I can clearly say now, that I was never confident at streaming for all these 5 years. I've gotten better, but not to a point where I can say like, oh yeah, I'm good at this.
Like, it's hard for you to be like, I'm a streamer.
I don't think, like, even though I love streaming, I don't think I'm at the same level as someone who would call themselves a streamer.
Right.
Because I'm still lacking. I feel like I'm lacking this really vital part that brings me up to everyone's level. If that makes sense. I'm not saying like I'm a terrible streamer and I shouldn't do this, or like my feelings are valid, or my not, it's not like I'm less than anyone or anything like that. It's just more like how I see myself in terms of like streaming talent and how well you execute streams, I guess. Which we've talked about in the past before, of our thoughts of, being, what does it mean to be a good streamer? And that's what I'm basing everything on. But so yeah, now I'm in the situation where it's like, okay, well, I have something that's really concrete in my feeling towards it too. So now I can finally see streaming as a hobby, I guess, as like purely a hobby, where there's really no, like, of course, I do have that feeling of like, oh, I do want Blluist to be bigger. Like, I think we have the potential to be bigger, but I think I don't want this to come out negative.
I know exactly, because we've talked about this before. So you can say what's on your mind, and if it seems like something negative, I'll try and, because I know we've had this. I know exactly, and 100% agree with you. So
because like give up is a bit like not a really bad word. I meant more like I want to be bigger, and we have the potential to be bigger. But since I found something else that I'm better at, I'm starting to kind of be okay with maybe not. That's I don't know. Like I still want to be bigger, but at the same time, there's a part of me that kind of gave up on that. Not necessarily give up. That's a bad word. What's the word for it? Like, I've kind of stopped having expectations, I guess.
Yeah, you're a lot more content with where you are right now, I feel like.
Yeah.
And
I still want that. Like, it'd be great, but at the same time, it's like, maybe I'm starting to realize, like, maybe that wasn't really realistic, and maybe I need to, kind of smell the, what's it called? Flowers or whatever? Like, wake up from maybe dreaming? I don't know. But
I feel like it's really hard to word what you're trying to say, but yeah, we've talked about this for hours and hours, and in a positive light, where, like I mentioned before, there are things that even people that aren't in content creation will know. They know how to get somewhere in this space, to a certain place.
Mm-hmm.
There's ways, and there's ways to do it, and that's what's really hard. But longevity. I said this from podcast 1, was like, longevity is everything, but kind of figuring out, how to do it for long, the right way, is important. And I think the reason why you didn't just cut off streaming completely already, with your workload, if you didn't like streaming and you gave up on streaming in like the very blunt way, you would have stopped streaming on January 10th.
Yeah.
Because that's like, it's crazy amount of work that you're doing right now. But the fact that you're here doing imp streams, hey, I want to play Monster Hunter, but I want to stream it. Is that okay? Of course. For like in the middle of the night. Yeah.
I streamed 5 hours the other day.
And I think that,
was it 6? Yeah.
And that's it. Like, you need streaming. Like, you need streaming, and that's what's important, is that we are so focused on, do people need our streams more than do we need streaming? And when you stop focusing on, do people need our streams, and it gave us an opportunity to think, do we need streaming for us personally? And the answer is, I've always said it was yes. It was always, we need streaming, or at least I need streaming more than people need my streams, or people need Blluist. And it's that distinct difference on where to, like that separation is what that's what's important. It has to be a selfish thing on the streamer side to want to stream and to connect and somewhat to connect with people. They need that. They
Yeah, or
want
else
that.
it's not gonna go anywhere.
Yeah. And we're a stream that try, don't get me wrong, we've tried things that were more focused on let's make a stream that people want, that the outside eyes want to see. And it was like a lot of it was thanks to our friends that have succeeded in this space. And it's when we were just very lucky, fortunate, and to be even where we are. Though if we were doing, no joke, if we were doing what we were doing right now without the friends that we've had and the support, we'd be nowhere. Like
Yeah.
we would not be partnered. We wouldn't be, it's pretty simple. Like, and we're very aware of that. And that being said, we get great advice from them. And also we know, just for doing this for a while now, that there was a moment where we questioned, are we streaming this for us? Are we streaming for ourselves, or are we streaming for other people and what other people want? People that we can't even see, that we don't even know exist, and we just make this speculation, and that's what caused a lot of burnout because we don't know, and that's when we have to figure out the balance between, it's not like 100 to 0, but it's definitely 51 or above on the we want to stream side. And that's what it proves, right? So when you mean give up, I think it's more like in content. I want to say content, but content is also not the right word.
Yeah, I'm not content either.
Right? Because you're still hungry. You still want to do it.
Yeah.
But I would say you're more comfortable saying that I want to stream for myself. I have that on a scale. If it was a diagram of, if it was like a pie and it was like, what percent of it is for people versus for me, you're comfortable saying I'm more comfortable streaming for myself and what I want personally than streaming for other people.
Yeah.
And I think this new career opportunity kind of forced you to think that in the most positive way, I think. And it's affecting me too. It's affecting the way that because I had that thought. I was like, and I was literally trying to explain that at the beginning of today's episode, and I was like, where am I going with this? Like, I have a place where I want to get to, but I couldn't like verbalize it. But I think I was able to while thinking about what you were saying, is that I prioritize what I want to do, and my want to stream, and that's why I'm not sad or bitter or unappreciative of what we have. But do we still have the urge and hunger to grow? Yeah. But when you see the actions that we are doing or the lack of in the space,
yeah, it's like maybe it's time to realize that it's not gonna get there. Possibly.
Who knows, right?
Yeah.
Who knows? Like, the people grow in all different kinds of ways. Nobody actually that I think is like they grind and they get there.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't. Nothing ever works like that. Okay.
Yeah. Maybe we'll get there. Maybe we won't.
Yeah, but
We'll see.
what's important is that we will completely stop streaming once that 51 turns to 49. Of, do I want to do it for myself? Because it's been proven that there's a certain like limitation that, that there's a limitation of growth, or speed of growth, I should say, because we still grow every year, but like it's the speed of growth, right? And unfortunately, money comes involved, and that's the big thing, is that money gets involved. And when that's the only thing you're banking on, Then you got to go to YouTube, you got to go to Twitter, you got to do Instagram, you got to do TikTok. It's like, and you think of all these things, and it makes sense. And those people are really like, I respect that. But to what? Now, you have something else, and you can really not think about that money part. And as simple and as blunt as that may be, that's a huge factor, that money is not involved. Doesn't mean you want everyone to not subscribe and you don't want people like viewers to watch. We want more viewers to watch. We want more people to chat. We want more subs. Of course, all of that. But and I think we work really hard. We don't even everyday streams. We don't half-ass any of that. Even if it might seem like we're doing just chatting for hours and that might be easy, I don't think I would disagree. And I hope, I mean, the best thing is it comes off as we're just having fun, and we are having fun. Don't get me wrong, but it's just that whole like cycle of like doing this for this many hours, and it's like we really do put it all in. Not in like a, it's not like we're not like a baseball player performing, hitting hits, and the hits are what matters, and those that it shows how hard they worked. It's hard to show that in content creation, but to show up and it's much easier than an office job. I know that, but like I'm aware of that. But we still do put our heart into it, and hopefully that shows that we want to be there. We want to entertain people. We want people to like feel safe. We want people to feel like that this is a place that they can come back to. And I've always said that. Even when we were at 10 viewers taking this podcast, said I just want this place to be somewhere that is comfortable for people. And Blue and I both work on that. We don't just sit here being ourselves, because we're not 100% blue and gray off camera. There's definitely a mode that switches on,
Yeah, I stopped talking.
Yeah. And I leave because I don't even live with her.
Yeah,
I'm not.
yeah.
This is just a
He doesn't live
business
here.
relationship. So it's.
Yeah, he's actually not funny at all off stream.
You think I'm funny on stream? I thought you don't. You thought I was just the cringiest.
I mean, people
Loser.
seem to like it, so.
I see a lot of cringe emotes. Just saying, but I gotta get better with my jokes. But yeah, it's a hard thing, because especially because we're talking, the people that are going to be listening to this is not the people that are people that are from stream, or people that know us from the internet kind of content creation side of things. It seems like we're leaving it all behind or some shit like that, or it could be, but I don't. That's not what it is, and it's finding a little bit of inner peace, and the best proof of that is we're streaming more. We're actually streaming more. Maybe not on schedule, but we are streaming. The times and numbers are like that we stream. All right, it's like, oh, we need this. We need this. Like hard days of work, we need this, and for us, that's streaming. Not all the time, but it's still one of the most important things, because it's kind of what defined our life, and has been defining our life.
Yeah.
We're not YouTubers, we're not TikTokers, we're not. We're very, very much streamers more than anything. Like if there was a category, we're not big on any other platform. We're not, still growing. Twitch is the biggest, but that we have, but is nowhere like an influencer level, whatever that means. But we're very live content people, and I think we love it. We love it. We love going live. We love everything live interaction. There's nothing for me, nothing that will like when something's intense in a game and something happens, either funny, something just an epic moment, a clippable moment, something funny Blue does, something funny I do that happens to, make people laugh and people react to that. There's really that. As much as we think we appreciate people like replying and like commenting on YouTube, it's completely different how alive that feels, how close that feels to a real human relationship. Even if we don't read out all the comments, we read it. So it's
In our minds.
yeah, and we pick and choose what we read out in certain situations. Not so much in just chatting, but it's
Yeah, like Blue Step on Me is something I don't really read aloud. Sorry, guys.
she just reads it in her mind and then
Yeah.
makes me read it, and,
Yeah.
and then I read it out loud.
Mhm.
So yeah, it's. I hope it didn't come off. I think you did a really good job actually, because I'm really fucking happy for you, and I think everybody is happy for you. And it's not like the joke is, oh, Blue, don't go away, don't leave, dude. You've been popping up, like you've been streaming more than ever. So
I'm streaming more than you are. It's
Yeah.
weird.
Sometimes I want to do an M stream, but you're like, I want to do Monster Hunter. I'm like, dude, definitely do that. No one's gonna want to listen to me talk about music
Blink-182, yeah. For the
For today.
15th time
for
of the
today.
day, yeah.
Yeah, I have like 2 subjects in my head that I just pretty much just recycle just over and over, and that's what I've been doing for years. So yeah, so we did that. So that's a kind of a big thing, big change for us. One thing that I do want to talk about before we go into the subby questions is because this is something interesting that just happened, was that I didn't know that bot viewing was still a thing. And
Yeah, we got botted the other day. That was weird.
yeah, it's been like a 3 years since the last time that happened. We got follow bots. This time we had like a email bot thing where people were
Our email still gets flooded sometimes.
yeah, and
Or we get like a handful of emails saying, "Thank you so much for subscribing to our newsletter, Bob."
yeah,
Like, who?
because they're how it is that they just apply or inquire to these things with the comment, "I am Bob," and then so we'll get like a confirmation email. That's what it is. Like, thanks for contacting
Thanks for reaching
us.
out. Like, thank you for your inquiry. We'll get back to you. It's like, please don't.
Yeah, so
We're good.
pretty much that happened, and then we got Viewbotted, which is whatever, and then Twitter follow bot, but they all went away.
Yeah, they
after
all
a
went
while.
away. Yeah.
I don't know how that works, where they follow for a moment and then they go back.
Yeah, it's
I don't know.
really weird.
But when the last time that we got something like that happen to us, it was a very sensitive time. And what I mean by that is that on Twitch, to become Twitch partner, which means that you get a little purple check mark next to your name, doesn't give you many benefits. Just like it's just
You
like a
can
good
stream
milestone.
with a better encoder and stuff like that,
But
or
mostly
bitrate, but-
it's a milestone.
Yeah.
And it's kind of just this mental thing saying, hey, you're doing well, right?
Yeah.
And it's a very hard thing to get that as a starting streamer, starting out of nowhere. And it's definitely one of the milestones. And in order to do that, you need to get a certain amount of concurrent viewers for a month. And then a button appears saying, hey, you can apply. You apply. Twitch will look at your account and see if you will, if you are,
You qualify.
you qualify on their terms. If you're not, some people have that number, but they fabricate it, or I don't even know what the thing is, but like sometimes Twitch will just say no, and then you got to try again. But anyways, last time that happened, we were right on that line of like, maybe we'll get it, maybe we won't. And we didn't. A common thing that a lot of streamers do, and I think that is very supportive, is called the partner push, where people will ask their friends to, raid them. Hey, we're pushing for partner, so you get that concurrent viewership up. And we didn't do that because we thought that would be bad for us mentally to think of the partner badge as a end goal, even though for us,
we don't like. I didn't want it to be where it's like during partner push, our numbers would go up, and then as soon as we ended, everyone leaves.
Right.
So,
because to us, the partner badge is the starting line for us for a lot of things, and maybe not for like opportunities and whatnot, but just like for us, like, hey, like we hit our milestone, of a growing community. So we didn't do that, and we were working really hard. And then we got Viewbotted, which means that people pay money to put in views onto your channel to boost your numbers. And they're trying to get the streamer banned because it's against TOS to obviously bot your channel, because some people used to do that to their own channel to make sure that to make their stream rise in the directory, because on it's changed now, but usually on Twitch you can see like which one the highest ones, the ones that you see the most when you go into a category, are the ones that have the highest viewership. You can do it by viewership. Now it's this thing called recommended, and you can change it, but it used to be just by viewership. So you can boost yourself up in the directory, World of Warcraft, and then yours will be like the first thing that people see, something like that. And these trolls are pretty much just trying to, using their money. I looked it up. It's expensive to do these things, but maybe it's different now. But anyways, they bought your channel. They're paying money, trying to get you banned. Doesn't work. Spoilers, it doesn't work, because they can tell that we didn't put it in the first place. It's pretty obvious. And so that happened, and then we have to turn off right now. If you're watching this when we put it up, which we'll put this up today, February 5th in 2024 in Japan time. We turned off all notifications, all stream elements, everything, because we also got follow botted, and it kind of seems like it's still around.
Yeah, it's still going. So if we keep that on, then the alert will just keep going off. So we're gonna keep it off for a little bit longer.
Yeah, and so sorry if you followed in these few days, and we didn't call it out or anything. We just don't know right now. Hopefully that makes sense. Anyways, have all that off. So sometimes our like notification center will just be like, it's like a shit ton of follows of like just random numbers or words, stuff like that. And what happened back then was that, and we talked about it in the podcast when it actually happened in real time, but it was so depressing because your numbers would boost, right? You go like 3,000, 4,000, which means that your monthly concurrent viewership is way above the partner line. So the button shows up and says, hey, good job, apply for partner. And then you click it and then get denied immediately because Twitch knows that it's botted. And we didn't know what to do. And then what happened was we just had to wait months and months and months until it slowed down, and then it dropped and then dipped, and then we slowly made it back up there, and then we got accepted. But it was just like worst timing.
Yeah.
And worst time, yeah. And then so that was then. This time we don't have any of that. We don't have any of.
Yeah, so it was fine. It wasn't really a big deal. Like, I mean, it's a hassle on the email thing. It's a hassle on the alert thing. It's a hassle, but like Viewbots and follow bots, it's like they'll go away. So.
I can't believe there was one person that came into the stream that started shitting on us because they were like, it was so weird. It was weird because somebody came into the stream when we were getting viewbotted, and they were being super toxic because they were like, oh, and I don't know if they were part of the view, but I don't know. But they were being really toxic, saying like, you guys are view botting, blah, blah, blah. Or like they were saying something really toxic, and then our numbers went down because the view bots went down. And then he goes, oh, I thought you guys were just some rich kids that were view botting their channel. And that's how I was being toxic, And I was like, that's also wild too, that there's people not, if they weren't the people that,
I actually think he was just it's the same person.
If it is, then that's a whole different story.
I think it's exact because the timing is way too perfect.
Yeah.
Because as soon as the bots came in, he came in too. So I think it's the same person with multiple accounts playing, because he came into Discord and played the Knight in Shining Armor too. So I mean, they were trying to play different rules, is my guess.
That would make sense because it would be really sad if people would just go into other people's channels and first of all assume that they're view botting, and second of all,
it's too weird. Like no one would assume that, so I think it's the same person.
You can tell by like how fast chat is moving compared to concurrent viewers, but they were like really quick on the judgment. So
I
was just like I just ignored it, but like person. I think it was a weird experience. Now that I don't give a fuck at all, dude. If anything, thanks, man. Like boosting those numbers, like it does bring us up in the directory, right? Like we're not gonna get in trouble for that because we're not doing it. It's like I didn't know that was a thing. I know like hate raids and shit happened where people would just be like super racist and stuff like that. That's also happened on our channel before, but not just like just viewership, just follows, just like it. I don't. It seemed so weird. Like it just.
Yeah.
I just wanted to mention it just so I have it on record and I don't forget that when I look at if I ever listen to this that this actually happened again and it's still a thing after like because it was like 2019 that happened or 2020 and I'm just surprised that that's still a thing. Yeah, and they came into the Discord and I was like, what? Like I don't know if it was them, but this is a
It's pretty
highly
good
likely,
chance,
but
yeah.
no proof or whatever. But yeah, it was just
Because
it was
they were
wild.
saying, oh yeah, it was a friend of a friend. Like,
It was
oh, okay.
wild, man. The
Like,
internet.
oh, okay.
It reminded
Sure.
me that there's kids like that are just
Mm-hmm.
they have too much money on them. Like you know, do something else with that money. Like go get yourself a nice
Too
meal.
much money and too much free time. So
Yeah, it was wild. Like I was like, but I was also very. I think it would have bothered me a lot more. It was a moment where I was like, wow, I actually don't care. I just want to play Hollow Cocoon.
yeah.
Like that was it. Like I just want to play this horror game that we were about to play. I was way more excited about that. Like, and it seemed like the community was just like didn't give a shit either, and they were just having
Yeah.
fun with it. And so like, I was like, okay, that's fine. Like whatever. Do your thing. So yeah, just something weird. Another weird thing that happened. Nothing like enlightening or anything, but it just happened. So I just want to put that on record. Um, so yeah, so like I mentioned, we're really bad at promoting this whole like sub get it first early access. Just had somebody say, "Wait, what? We get it early access? What the fuck? I would have been subbed 6 months ago," and so which is like even though they sub every month, but it was. I'm sorry, you if you do sub, this is one of the we didn't know people really like the podcast or like it we thought it was just something that we were putting out and some people liked it but most people didn't know it existed kind of thing and we were just kind of doing it for ourselves. So yeah, I just wanted to say we also have a section that we're about to get into where Twitch subs on a specific Twitch sub podcast question channel on Discord can ask questions and we take questions every month and then we answer them, and that's kind of like how we end the podcast if you've been listening to it. So if you want to ask a question,
Just connect your Twitch and Discord.
and we'll let you know like when we want questions to come in for the month and all that stuff. So, and if it's something that you guys think that we're not promoting enough or something like that, please let us know, and then we'll let more people know because we had a pretty wild thing happen where somebody found us through our podcast but couldn't catch any of the live streams because of time zones and finally caught our live stream after 2 years of just listening to the podcast. And that's like
That's huge.
that is
It's very flattering.
amazing. Yeah, and
So.
I just hope they're not like they're not like they have this like mind fuck moment where they're like because they're listening to something from like 2 years ago or like a year ago and we just look completely different and we're in a different house and like it must have been really trippy for them.
Yeah.
Because I think they're listening to audio, so I guess face wise the same, but yeah, it's I was asking Blue like what's the best way to explain it. I tweeted about it, but like it was beautiful. It's a beautiful thing, and it's like thank God we kept doing it. It was one of those things. So, thank you for the people that check out everybody that checks out this podcast. We really really appreciate it. And now we're gonna get into the sub questions for this month. Blue, you want to start us off?
Yeah. First one's from Eno. It says, how's the start of 2024? I mean, we kind of covered it. I mean, I'm doing pretty good. I'm really busy. I've got a lot going on. So
Yeah, Japan started off on like the wrong foot.
yeah,
on
Japan
a lot of
had a
things.
difficult time.
A lot of things happening in the first week of January, so like it was kind of like a gloomy start. But I would say yeah, things are getting hard. A lot more work, but I'm so bad at getting I get really excited for like games and things that are done. But when it's something that's happening in my life, because whatever happens in Blue's life is happening in my life too. It's hard to. I always have this like maybe some people have it, but there's this huge kind of wall that I have to get over before I can justify being hyped for it because I don't want to be let down. If that makes sense. And so I'm like really alert. I'm more alert than ever because I'm so excited for things. Well, I got it.
Yeah.
I'm like so alert. Like I'm like, okay, no. Something might
like
happen.
You're worried something's gonna go wrong, right?
Yeah.
I have the same thing.
But I gotta make sure that kind of like being alert doesn't ruin any opportunities.
Right.
So I'm just like, I'm like waiting, so letting it ride for a little bit and stuff like that. So exciting, but at the same time, definitely I'm on my feet about a lot of things, and not just about Blue's opportunities for work. I have my kind of thing going on too that might change this year, career wise, and so I'm like this because it hasn't been like completely solidified, but it seems like it will be, and I'm like,
you don't want to ruin it, right?
I'm like, should I not have dyed my hair red? Fuck. Yeah, stuff like that. So I would say it's going good. Thank you so much for that question. Kiat asks, great. Ever thought about becoming a Tower Record store clerk in the past? That's a good question because I like music, right? Yes. Over here.
It's like a part-time?
Yeah. When I was in college, I was looking for my first job. Like what I want to do for my first job. I had 3 things. Clothing store for like a rock brand. HMV, because that was still a thing. Then actually, HMV actually came back as a record, like LP only store, doing really well, I think. And Tower Records. Those are the 3. At the time, the only place that was doing that I fit the thing for was actually the clothing store. So that was my first job. But definitely on my, it was definitely one of the options. I mean, I was like, I'm
not surprised.
Right. I can't do a restaurant. I would just stumble over and just, or eat it and get fired. And then konbini, late nights. And then I was like, yeah, record store. But like my dream would be like a small record store. That'd be fun. Like when I'm like old and like ugly and like Yoda-y, like I have my own little record store of like just the things that I picked out and shit like that. That would be cool. But I worked at a clothing store instead.
Yeah.
For my first job. What was your first job?
I taught swimming.
So wait, did you go to... that was your first job?
Yeah.
How long did you do it for?
Like 5 years? No, 3 years maybe?
During school?
Yeah.
Wait, is that like a hard job?
Yeah, I was certified for it. I took tests and training.
How long
in
is
high
one
school.
like one day? 1 day of work.
Well, I mean, it would be like I would have like a group lesson of kids in the morning, and then in the afternoon I would have adults, and then maybe some private lessons in between. So it was like a good
you were
day.
coaching.
Yeah.
You
I
were-
was
you-
teaching
you
how
were in
to
a
swim.
body. You weren't a lifeguard. You were like...
No, yeah, I was in the water with kids and adults teaching them how to swim. That's why I was certified to teach, like proper form. So kids can go into swim team and so adults don't drown.
That's why you were giving me so much shit for my swimming form.
Yeah, your form is terrible. You never had a teacher, did you?
Well, I took swimming class. My mom said I had good form.
Maybe when you were a kid, but not anymore.
It's sad. I crashed into a little girl when I was swimming at the gym.
Yeah.
Gym pool. It felt really bad. I didn't know that was your first job.
I think that was my first job.
College job?
No, high school.
High school? Oh,
Yeah, I
didn't have a
started working
job.
in high school. Yeah.
That's another thing is that I think I knew one person that was working at a fast food restaurant in high school.
Yeah, I started working in high school. So
Yeah.
every day after school, I would go and work.
Over like at the international school that I went to, like people didn't work until
Yeah.
nobody was working. So that's kind of cool. Getting more of a life experience before anybody else. So thank you for that question. My asks, great, it's a new year, new chances and a new you. Next question. All right. Thanks for that question.
I think we should break up, honestly.
Wait, why?
Because you won't even, like, why would you not read that? Like, take me on a fucking date. Jesus fucking Christ.
It's not that it's not. No. It's not about us going on a date. It's that it's just a meme.
Yeah, because you won't.
That's not true.
Then take me on a date.
Okay, you know what?
Just prove it to mine that you're gonna take me out on a date. Just take me on a fucking date, for Christ's sake.
Where do you want to go? Just say where would you?
No, that's something you have to think of.
Where would you want to go, and what would you want to do?
No, you have to think of that. That's the whole point. Why am I taking you out on a date?
No, it's what you want to do.
No.
Because if would
you
you want to
take-
go record store shopping?
You would take me on a date, but you have to form the itinerary by thinking about what you and I would enjoy together. That's the whole point.
Do people do that
Yeah.
at the age at our age for this long of a relationship?
Like, yeah.
Do
If
they?
I want to go do something, I would take you on a date, or like I would think.
No,
to
that's what I'm
bring
saying.
You, no?
No, that's what I'm saying. Like if you have somewhere that you want to go, let's go.
Oh my God.
Let's go. What? I feel like
You're useless. You're pathetic.
if we go on a date after this,
You have no. Did you realize that you have no romantic bone in your whole body? You're not romantic at all.
Yeah. I mean, I used to be. I used it all up.
I'm like, what? Asking me out?
I mean, that was pretty big. Asking you to marry me.
Yeah,
About
and
that.
that's it. So 2 days
This is a-
of romance? Damn.
Dude, the lead up though. The lead up. Right? See? It's not just about the ending. There's
Mhm.
definitely a beginning, middle, and end.
Mm-hmm.
If we break up, we're blaming you, Mai. Next question. John asks, did you two get a good sleep?
No.
Eat something filling today? Let the
No.
other know how much you appreciate from being in. I mean, it was
No.
literally the opposite right now.
Yeah, we're not good at any of that. Yeah.
I said, I appreciate you. I'll take
No,
you out. And she goes,
You didn't
you're
say you
useless.
appreciate. No, you didn't say you appreciate me. You said, "Hey, why don't you do all the work and I'll take you on a date. I'll let you do all the hard stuff and I'll just take you."
No,
As an
no,
AKA,
no.
we will both pay for the same things and walk there together.
Yeah. I mean, what do you mean? You want me to pay for everything? Is that what it is?
No. What I'm saying is you have to do all the work and then you just bring me. That's the whole point of a date is I don't have to think about anything.
Let's just, Blue, let's split control it. Yeah.
Okay, see, that's not a date anymore.
How's that not a date?
It's just running errands.
The definition of a
let's
date.
go. Okay, let's go run errands then.
What is this? Like are you a Disney princess or something? No.
Yeah, I
dude.
want to be a fucking princess sometimes. Yeah. Actually, yes.
Okay. That's a Disney princess date, and I'll shoot a vlog so I can prove it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Promise.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Promise made. Thank you so much for that question and ruining our relationship even further. Thank you. Busted asks, are there any more plans for community events on Discord? For example, movie night, werewolf, or even silly party games? We recently did party animals on stream, which was fun. We watched the Yu Yu Hakusho stuff. That was fun. Discord movie nights. It's movie nights and all that stuff. We really enjoy doing those, but it's really hard to like throw that into the mix for us because I was exhausted after that party animal stream, and I think we streamed for like 3 hours.
Yeah.
Like the chaos is like insane, and it's like there's a lot that goes into it. More than and not because like we have troublemakers and whatnot in the community. It's it's not like that. It's just our mind is in a very different place when we play community games. It has to be for us. And
I mean, we still will though.
yeah, it's fun though.
We'll
Don't
do
get me wrong. Yeah,
movies and stuff once in a while, but it just can't be something that regularly, like, it's not a regular occurrence, unfortunately. But yeah,
that's why it makes it special when we do it. I want to keep it special. I think that's really important. But yeah, we'll definitely do it. My asks on question for Gray. Will you ever read a book / listen to an audiobook with the book club? As of now, no. As of now, I don't know. We haven't done the first book club meeting yet.
we will soon. Which, yeah, we already have. I'm getting people to vote. So yeah, Wait, by the way, if you're in the book club, please go vote on the date that we're having the meeting. It's either next Sunday or the week after. So,
Say the date because it depends on some
it's
people might not.
11th. Well, it's 11th JST or 18th JST.
February.
February 11th JST or February 18th JST.
And people are like, "What? There's a book club? We're doing a book club on Blue is doing a book club on Patreon.
Mm-hmm.
And do a VC nice stuff, nice thingies and all that. You can join from any tier, even in the lowest tier. You can join it. The first one's gonna be happening on those dates. If you're interested, want to know more about it, hit us up, or just put it here. Put it in the Discord somewhere. Some people will definitely help you out.
Mm-hmm.
I think you guys have a book club tag too, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So join that so you can be pinged for the things for like book club related things.
Mm-hmm.
First, the book is called Super Villain, right?
Starter villain.
Starter
Can
villain.
You not? Just stop.
What I'm
Okay,
trying. I'm
next
trying
question
to.
is
Dude,
from
we're bad at promoting things, and I'm trying to like promote
Yeah,
this.
well, get the book title right. You've said this. You've done the same mistake 3 times. You've said the same title 3 times,
It's hard.
and you've gotten it wrong 3 times.
It's hard. It's difficult.
So
reading is
it's
difficult.
fine. Just stop.
Just stop.
Mm-hmm.
I'm getting just stopped.
Yeah.
So we're gonna go on to the next question. Thank you.
Yes.
Jeremy asks, for Blue, what criteria do you base a good book on?
If it hooks me within the first chapter.
What hooks you?
If it's interesting enough. Like,
what's interesting?
can I talk?
I'm trying to deep dive.
No, you don't need to. I'm about to, but you won't let me because you keep like putting in questions. Can I talk? Like, can I have a monologue here?
Mimi, come here.
So yeah, basically it's within, I mean, honestly, first couple pages, like sometimes chapters are really long too. So it's whether or not it hooks me in within the first couple chapters, as in if it's something that I'm interested in, or if it's something like, because a lot of books have to do with like, oh, is it, a lot of dialogue where it's like the first chapter is just so much dialogue and you don't know what's happening and there's too many people talking and it's like, okay, that's confusing, or it's so much text and it's so much like all they're doing is setting the scene for like the first 50 pages and that gets kind of boring too. So it's like a good mix of dialogue and also setting the scene, but also not setting the scene enough that you can kind of you can discover it naturally. Like, I don't want books that explain everything to me before I can even like get to know things. So the more weird the beginning is, the better, honestly. Yeah.
So for you,
Yeah.
it's like
Hmm?
you do you like books that that don't explain as much?
I mean, there can be some setting explanations, but if it's too much, it can be a little, yeah.
Okay.
It could be a little, it's too much. Like, it's too much text. It's too much information. Like, I like a little bit of adventure, okay? I like being able to figure out what the fuck this word is later on. Like, it doesn't have to be like, I don't like books that tell me like, oh, in the world of whatever, these people dwell, like, the general population is like this, the main character is like this, and that's why they're shunned in society because of this, and they have these kind of powers, and they have this kind of thing, and their ideals is like, no, just, you can explain it. You don't have to explain it. Just show it.
Like
Kinda
throughout
thing.
the story.
Yeah.
Just okay, yeah.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
cool, yeah. I can
So,
see that.
Like Dune is like that,
Hmm.
where they just throw you in it, and you're supposed to know all these terms, so you're really confused, and then slowly you start to understand, like, oh, okay, this is what they're talking about, and that's what I like. So
For Gray, do you think music tends to be more generational or zeitgeisty in what becomes popular? I think that for the music that I think music in general, especially the genre that I listen to, is definitely focused more on youth, whether it be teens or college and early 20s is kind of the scene. So that I can only speak for that, but what becomes popular there is a lot of the subject matter is changes because what they have access to, because that's the age that people have the access to most of the newest of technologies, and we've learned that the internet and all that stuff is what causes a lot of emotional instability or stability, and it's very important to people. Like the internet is a very big topic, but you're not going to hear a band from the 90s sing about online relationships or what phones are doing to us and social relationships and AI, right? So even though every the 20 the 18-year-old, the 25 to like 25 range year old people, it was always like it always changes what is important because they're I think they're the most ahead of time. That time, like that age range is when they start exploring a lot of like what's new in the world. So, and I'm talking like lyrically mostly. Genre wise, I think it's a loop of like 10 years. Every single time there's a 10-year loop of like what becomes popular again. But I think generational would, for me, that means a little bit more about like the subject matter. So there's bands out there that do it so well. There's artists that do it so well where they're like very self-aware that they're using things in lyrics that wouldn't usually be in lyrics, like that pinpoint that, and they like fight for the generation. And it's like that's what's good about music, and that's why it evolves, and that's why music is never dead, and that's why when people are like music was better in the old days, it's just kind of like okay, grandpa, you can, even if you like music from the old days, it does not mean that the music now is any shittier or anything like that. It doesn't match your.
So should I say that you're kind of like a grandpa because you just like bands from 2008
I do
and
listen to,
before, and that's it?
see, here's the thing is that well, first of all, rude. Second of all, there is a resurgence of that genre that I used to listen to in modern day now, but it's kind of mixed in with hip hop, and like hip hop, almost like SoundCloud rap, like emo rap, how that's a thing. Like and I've been kind of diving into that and exploring that scene, and it's really interesting that it's like, and these people are being picked up by really well-known punk labels and stuff like that. So it in that sense loops for sure, but these aren't like the most selling records or anything like that. So it's really interesting. But I think I've always said that I always use Bob Dylan because I really like Bob Dylan, but I always say that a modern like if Bob Dylan played the songs that if a person came out today and played Bob Dylan songs, like the same songs in 2024 or whatever the modern age is, nobody would give a shit because it's so irrelevant. To be a modern day Bob Dylan, you would have to understand the context of what the modern age problems are, and it's just completely different. And I think it's 100% generational. Um, People like to shit on like how music is, button pushes back in the today. Same shit. 30 years ago, same thing. Like it's people said the same thing and all that. So I think it only changes. It only really the real people that are making a difference are the ones that can adapt, and it's 100% generational, lyrically, maybe even a little musically. But retro has a very nostalgia, and retro is such a key word, especially in music. So it keeps looping musically. I think a lot of elements loop because people like retro, and it's like it's like retro with a splice of new. I think that's like kind of what I think. So 100% generational is my personal opinion. Thank you for that question. Blue, you still awake? Okay, good. Okay. But
I have 2 dogs now, though.
so you're getting comfy. Sorry, it's shortened right now because we have OBS up for the username. So let me make sure. I could guess everybody else's name, but okay, just making sure that this is busted again. Okay, yeah. Busted asks, would you like to adopt me, a grown 25-year-old man?
No.
No.
Sorry, but no.
If you can pay the bills, if that's how that works.
I mean, if you can, maybe do chores and pay the bills, then it'd be fine, I guess. Actually, no. Sorry, no. I don't. Yeah, I'm good. I have 2 dogs. I don't need another one. I don't think I can handle 3.
I offer complete dependence on you. I need it to be off. I need you to offer a complete independence.
Yeah.
And just make sure we can, get through the day to day. And I need you to be also. Would you be okay wearing like my maid costume at all times? If that's the case, then we'll think about it. Thank you for that question. Yasuo asks, if Gray gets over his allergy, would you be willing to buy a cat? I used to have a cat allergy, but I got over it, and now I have 2 cats. Anyways, good luck on getting over your allergy, Gray. Thank you, Yasuo.
Probably not.
I love cats, even though I'm allergic to them. Honestly, all of our friends that have cats, they're like so adorbs.
Yeah, I love cats, but we have 2 dogs. We don't need a cat.
Yeah, but I feel like it would be a lot, and like
Yeah.
a lot of, cause like we brought some of our, we brought a dog, Anu at the time, cause we didn't have Mimi over, to a house that has cats, and she came out, and I'm like pretty sure if we were left the house, the cat would
It
just
would
kill
him,
Anu.
Yeah.
Like would be wearing Anu as a hat.
Yeah.
Like
He's
just
not licking.
very vicious, and like coming from a dog background, I can't imagine. And like I've been lucky with dogs. I know some dogs do this, but from my experience, I've never had a dog that bit me and like it hurt.
Yeah.
But I've been bit by a cat and I'm like, damn, that actually hurt. Like that was like wild style.
And then also there's a bunch of stuff we would need for the house, and that's just too much to deal with. So we have a lot of dog stuff. I don't need dog stuff and cat stuff.
Yeah.
That's a lot of work.
And knowing us and knowing all of our friends too that get pets and stuff like that, your house just starts.
It just smells like animal.
Oh, that too, but it starts to just, you start getting a cat tower, right? If you have a cat,
Yeah.
like I would definitely get a cat tower, multiple, and then like just to watch them do stuff and like.
We just don't have the space, honestly.
But 2 dogs is definitely life changing for me, game changing for like.
I mean, I wish it was. Oh my god. Okay.
Like look at this.
Yeah, I wish it would take one.
I get to watch this all day, so this is great while doing the podcast. So. But yeah, thank you guys so much for the questions this month. That was January.
What are you guys doing?
Of the
What are you guys
SOSO
doing?
podcast.
Okay.
Hopefully February brings us even crazier stories, man.
God. Oh my
That
God.
homeless story was wild. Hopefully they didn't cut that out, Blue. That homeless wearing a bucket on his head. Did we cut that out this episode?
What are you talking
Oh,
about?
maybe.
Can
Maybe
you,
you cut it. If you cut it out, sorry.
Can you help
but
me over here?
That's what it is.
Wait.
We'll see you guys on the next month of the SOSO pod.
Okay, bye guys.
Say goodbye. Say goodbye. Say goodbye. Say goodbye. Say goodbye.